What's up guys, Chris here from Signs of Life. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about mid-side EQ. What is it, how to use it, and ultimately how can you best utilize it in your own productions. Mid-side is an equalizer process that separates mono and stereo channels. The mid or mono channel contains information that's the same on both left and right. On the other hand, the side or stereo channel contains information that differs between the left and the right channels. When combined, the mid and side channels produce a full stereo field. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a few examples of how to use this and provide you with a solid foundation on how to use these techniques in your own DAW. That being said, make sure you smash that like button on the way in, get subscribed if you weren't already, and let's get into the video. Enjoy. This video is made possible by the Signs of Life community on Patreon. Are you ready to take your ambient skills to the next level? Or maybe you're just starting out and looking for more tutorials for the absolute beginner? On Patreon, you'll not only find tons of exclusive tutorials and presets, but you'll also find videos on specific topics such as mixing, compression, arrangements, ambient textures and layering, and so much more. If presets and samples are your thing, you'll also find over 70 Patreon exclusive preset packs, as well as exclusive construction kits complete with MIDI files so you can get a head start on your next track. And finally, if you want personal one-on-one instruction for ambient, sound design, and music production, check out the ambient coaching tier. I've already changed the lives of hundreds of clients, and I know I can do the same for you. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today and join us. Link is down below in the description. Let's go ahead and get started here. I am working in Ableton Live. Feel free to follow along in any other DAW or any other EQ of your choice, as long as it has mid-side functionality. All right, so I've got a little demo track here that I whipped up. You can hear it. Simple dub track. It's got some bass, kick, snare, pad, and a dubstep. That's it. All right, so let's talk about mid-side. Now, first of all, what is mid-side? Well, mid, as I said earlier, is the middle or the mono information inside of your given frequency range. Now, mid EQ can really refer to as anything that belongs in the middle, right? And side is the left and right, or the stereo information that you have in any given track. Now you can apply mid-side EQ to like your master bus or any individual track, up to you, all right? So in the first example, we're gonna use mid-side EQ to really control some of the stereo information on a bass track. So let's go ahead and solo this track. You can hear it. It's just a simple bass sound in Serum, but what I did is I put a reverb on there for some extra stereo. It's got an LFO that's traveling over 4 bars, which is letting a little more high frequency out, right? Now, for this tutorial, I'm gonna be using the FabFilter Pro Q3 because it's really easy to do this mid-side stuff with the Pro Q3. I'm also gonna show you how to do it in the Ableton EQ8. So if you have an EQ that has mid-side on it, you can certainly try this in your own DAW. All right, so now, first steps first is we're going to make our side information fall off at a certain frequency range. Now, side, as I said earlier, refers to stereo or the sides, the left and right, okay? So what I'm gonna do is make a new band here, and I'm going to switch the mode, the stereo placement, to side, okay? And then I'm gonna switch the shape to like a gentle, like high pass filter, okay? We can kind of scroll upwards and we'll get like a 6 dB roll off. Now you can place it and you can see the frequency range is right here in the middle. We can start falling it off somewhere around, 300, something like that, right? So now all of our stereo information is going to be filtered past a certain point, okay? This is very important. Because that's only the stereo information. That's only what's happening on the left and right. Now remember, this is a bass sound, so we really don't need that information down there near the bottom. What we do need though is the mids or the mono information. So what we're gonna do is create a new band, and we're gonna move this all the way over here, okay, towards the sub frequencies. And we're gonna switch the stereo placement to mid, okay? And then we're gonna make, again, a high pass filter shape, and we're gonna steepen it up here, okay? That's what we want. So we want something that looks like this. Your mileage may vary, right? You can kind of move this around, play with it. Each individual element is different. So, we can go ahead and solo this. You can see that my bass here is kind of peaking right here. I kind of just want to take off the sub frequencies here, but I want to leave the peak intact, right? Because it's bass, right? You want to hear the bass. But I don't want to hear the stereo that's going on in the bass past a certain point, okay? So let's go ahead and just listen to this in our track now. Sounds good, right? Now again, this has nothing to do with the compression of it or nothing. This is just the EQ, the mid-side EQ that we're doing on our bass, okay? Don't worry about this production channel strip or anything going on here. This has something to do with the utility template. But if you look at the Pro Q3, this is what's going on. Now, let's do a simple A/B test, all right? We're going to listen to it now. This is on, okay? And then I'm gonna turn it off. Listen. That's with it off. Now I'm gonna turn it on. Okay? It's a little more controlled and a lot less boxy, in my opinion, right? Okay? And that's exactly what you want, is you really want to take down that stereo on the lower elements so they don't get distracting to the ear, right? You don't want all that, fancy stuff down there in the bottom, and that's exactly how you do it here in the Pro Q3. Okay, now, if I was gonna do this with, say, the EQ8, all right? They also have a mid-side function. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna delete this curve right here. I'll go ahead and grab another one. We'll go to Audio Effects, EQ8, place it right here. Now, as you can see, it defaults in stereo mode, right? So we wanna switch that to MS or mid-side, right? And now we have this button right here that is either mid or side, and it's two separate controls, okay? So we have 4 bands here for side and 4 bands for mid. Great. So let's edit our mid EQ here, and we'll switch this to this ×4 right here to kind of make the same thing, okay? So again, that's our mono information, or our mid. We'll switch to stereo, and we'll do like a gentle roll off, okay? As we did before, at around, somewhere around here, yeah. There we go. Cool. So again, same thing, right? Sounds pretty boxy and kind of blown out, and then nice and tight. That's exactly what we want, okay? So that's how to do it with EQ8. Same sort of process, but again, your mileage may vary. Now, if you're interested in learning more about this topic, I'm gonna link 2 articles down below. One is from the Icon Collective, which is a really famous music instruction school in Los Angeles. That's a great article. I'll also link one from Isotope, which is, they are the, some of the big dogs in EQ around here, right? So it's a little bit commercial towards the end. However, I think it's really valuable. A lot of the information is totally relevant. So I'll link both of those articles down below in the description. Now let's try another example of why we'd use mid-side EQ. We have a pad here, right? Which is like this, I think it's from ancient technology too, yeah. But it's got a lot of stereo information, right? But what if we wanted to emphasize that stereo, right? How do we do this with mid-side EQ? Well, one thing we could do, let's go grab that EQ again. Grab the Pro Q3. And again, here we have the option, we could either boost or cut, our mid and side, right? So let's try boosting some of the side information here. So we're gonna switch this stereo placement to side, and we're gonna switch this like a shelf or something, right? Like that. And now you can hear, we're not touching the mids, but we're starting to boost what's happening on the sides. You hear those little details of the sample starting to come out. Now what we can do is sort of take away some of those mids here by switching the stereo placement to mid and doing the same thing. We'll do a reverse like that. There we go. Taming the mids on the low end, but boosting what's happening here on the high end. You see? It's a different use case for it, but still really effective, right? So if you need that kind of thing, again, each individual element may vary, but that can be really effective. Whether you're doing it on each individual track or you're doing it on your master fader, if you know what you're doing, yeah, mastering engineers use this all the time. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Feel free to go check out those articles down below in the description. They're really informative, and yeah, this is a really great technique, and I highly encourage you guys to apply it to your own music. So I'll be back again soon with more ambient tutorials. If you really like this tutorial, you'll love me on Patreon. I do tutorials like this every single week over there. There's 5 different tiers. You can choose whatever you want. And yeah, there's tons of information over there. Over 700 posts in the past 3 years alone. I mean, we're going off on Patreon. So find me over there. Link is down below in the description. And thank you again for watching. And I'll be back again soon with more tutorial videos. In the meantime, take good care, you guys. And as always, keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. My name is Chris from Signs of Life, and I'll see y'all in the next video.